Hello friends! Welcome to the Aries Full Moon medicine ritual ceremony, whatever we're calling this. Still almost a year later, haven't fully committed to a name. So, this is the first recorded ritual since I've officially rebranded. My business has said goodbye and closed the chapter to Moonbeam Wisdom and has officially stepped into Moonbeam Medicine. We also took it a step further and we're an official LLC, so that's super exciting for us as a little small business. So yeah, and other big changes, obviously, we're not in my sacred space tonight. This is the first recording episode, whatever this is, where I am actually in my car. So as of Wednesday, I moved into my car and I'm just so excited. I'm working on some upgrades to get things together, but just really excited to have returned back to my roots and the four wheels connected to the earth. And yeah, I'm parked on the side of my mom's house right now, so she's super stoked to have me close. But without further ado, I think we should open our moon medicine box. So this is the Aries box. I packed these before I moved, and I've just wouldn't be able to tell you what happened yesterday. So I think I might be just as surprised as everybody else about what we have in store for this evening. So let's go ahead and open our boxes, and then we'll just sort of like chit chat about the things as we're opening. Before we dive into the things, first about the Aries full moon, things that we should know. I believe if I counted correctly that might not be. I think it might be a super moon. But we'll find. Maybe it is a supermoon. Anyways, I believe it's a very powerful moon, let's just say. Sort of has us burning things up, casting things to the fires, closing those doors, cutting those cords, just really trying to shed. I know I've heard it from the collective quite a lot, that they're just tired of carrying around this energy from the past, and they're just really ready to completely cut these cords and not quite sure how to necessarily do it. So maybe some of the tools that we have in our box will help you. So without further ado, let's open things up. I'm very excited. So I have it, mine's not as neatly packed as probably everybody else's, but I also didn't give myself a bag apparently. So I think like close towards the top we have the little bag that's gonna have the bracelet and our crystal. This is actually a bloodstone crystal. In this light it looks super blue. Yeah, so this is bloodstone here, and then this would be our bracelet. Carnelian, garnet, I think that's red jasper, red creek, hematite. I want to think that's dragon's blood. Let me just double check again. Sorry, I have papers tonight because it has just, let's just say we're surprise Bonnie's here. Yeah, okay. So the bracelet is red jasper, which is what I thought. That's this one right here. Red jasper, bloodstone, carnelian, or the one next to it. This is garnet, carnelian, hematite. Very grounding also. That hematite, the garnet are also going to offer a lot of grounding. So sort of nice when we're trying to burn things. However, we want to be careful that we don't grab too much earth when we're pulling in the fire, because sometimes a wind will come in. That's what my my rising sun and moon signs. I'm a fire, earth, air, and I feel like I just come in hot and burn lots of things around. We also have our essential oil. I think you can read that right. Spark is the essential oil. Oh, almost positive that's ginger. This would be, put a couple drops underneath your tongue if you're safe to use ginger essential oil if you have like an upset belly. You can also put it in tea if you'd like. And then, again, I really wish I would have, this does not look like how I packed everybody else's things up. We also have some cinnamon incense. This is really good for that fire element. This is our bundle of sage. So this is sort of, I know that this is copal resin, and this is star anise. I can't remember what this is now. Gosh dang it. Eucalyptus leaf are on there also. And then sage. Very good for the fire element. We have our plant medicine, which is fire tea. So we'll come back to that. And then we also have our salt ritual. Why do I feel like I'm missing stuff? Oh, I haven't showed it. Because I'm hoarding it, I haven't showed you yet. This is our salt ritual. There's ginger root, basil, and rosemary in this little guy. And then we have our candle. Mine doesn't have a sticker on the top. I also am trying these different little glass containers. I clearly had a problem with the heat though in mine. This is made with rosemary and clove. Just again, very like fiery, I think. And then last but not least, our gift from the moon. So this can be used, oh, that felt really warm. Oh my goodness, dropping like everything. Okay, sorry about that. So this can be used to put incense on. If you have a little cone incense, you can burn incense. This is also really good to put like charcoal if you wanted to burn resin or something. You can also remove this and use it as a tea light candle holder, or you can use it as like a little offering bowl, which is sort of what my intention was when I got these. I have a different thing that I use to burn my resin incense in. So I was thinking having something that could hold my crystals, and there will probably be more in here, but I also wanted something small because I now live in my car. So that was our little gift. So I just wanted to pause. Well, I'm not going to pause. I'm just going to run and grab my tools to make our moon medicine for the evening. Didn't realize I left over here. I was going to record over here, but then decided this would be better. So, oh shit. I'm not even looking where I'm walking. I'm dropping things. Okay, so I brought my mom's coffee mug here. And I'm gonna use these biodegradable tea bags. So the medicine, moon medicine that we're working with tonight is this fire tea. This is one of my personalized blends that I started making when I started making more of like the medicine, for the first few months of the boxes, I was doing like an outsource, and then I started making my own. So this was one of my, I wanted to introduce these ones first because this is sort of like one of my favorite. I'm a really big fan of spice when it comes to my teas. I like masala chai, so it has a big spice to it. So I don't know, whatever this is, like a scoop, a big scoop of it, maybe like a heaping teaspoon or something. And I'm just gonna put my bag in my good morning cup. And then I stole my mom's hot water. I'm just gonna, I'm glad that I let this cool a little bit. Sometimes if I use really hot water in my tea, it sort of has a tendency of like burning it. And then also just to like make note of how long you're steeping it for. Like I personally do not keep my tea bags in for like longer than 5 minutes. The reason being is that after a specific amount of time, you're not going to be able to like get any of the oils off of the plant anyways. And if you keep the plant in something that's so hot when there's nothing that it can take off anymore, then it starts to go bad. So it sometimes can leave like a not good taste, and it can make you think that you don't like the tea when in general it could have been just because you steeped it for a little too long. So try different steeping times if you're not a fan of the tea. Try different times to see maybe if it'll work. I've also heard of people like, you know, maybe being a little bit more mindful of the temperature of the water that they're steeping their tea with. You know, if you use a really, really hot water and you pour that, depending on if the tea is made from petals or if it's made from root or if it's made from the leaves and things, some of it is a little bit more sensitive. Like the roots, sometimes you can boil the roots or simmer the roots in the water for maybe like 10 or 15 minutes. But when it comes to like putting tea in a tea bag, for the ones that come in the boxes specifically, I would say avoid keeping them in your cup for like longer than 5 minutes. So is everybody enjoying their full moon evening? Also, can we just make a quick note about how fast the month of September went? Like I was not prepared for how fast everything took place. You know, while a little story time while I brew my tea. So I started my bachelor's degree classes at a new college on September 3rd, and it seems like we're almost halfway through the program already, which just, it doesn't seem, no, we're not almost halfway through, but to be done with a month already is just crazy, especially with maybe everything that I've had going on. It's just trying to like find all of this balance has just been really hard, and there's a lot of things that I've been neglecting and I need to change that word. Need to alchemize that. So I'm gonna wait to burn my incense until I get up into the front of the car, because I have like a little spot in my air vent where I like to stick the incense and let it burn onto all of my shit. Nothing like having some ash fall into your purse, right? It's where it belongs. And then this, I'm gonna sit over here on my altar because it's gonna have a cute little spot. And then I have a little spot for my my moonstone to go, a little basket over here. And then we'll see about this. I'm probably gonna end up like breaking this apart and burning this differently. I actually think this is ginger. If I'm not mistaken, I'm almost positive. almost positive that's ginger, like a little piece of ginger root here. Yeah, so what I'm probably going to end up doing is like breaking this apart and burning this in little pieces. I don't need to burn a whole stick right now, so I'll probably just break it up. So I have a little ashtray over here. I'll just set that in. And then this, I am going to mix up. I can do that now. It's like I'm recording this like if you see this, it'll be my past. However I'm recording this. Tomorrow is my official full moon, so I will do this. I'm gonna, what my plan with the salt ritual. There's lots of different things that you can do with it. What I'm planning on doing with it is I'm sort of going to create like a ring of fire around, because it's a fire element, so I'm going to create a ring of fire around my truck that I'm going to ask to offer me protection around my truck. So like anything that comes close that's not supposed to be there is just going to burn away. And then the salt will also offer me like cleansing and protection. I'm just gonna put all of these ingredients in this little bag. I think next month's video might be a little different. Try to not be here at my mom's house. It just sort of happened this weekend. I was here and I had a lot of things that were going on that sort of kept me here, but we're moving again. Okay, so let's see. I'm just gonna ziplock that again and just sort of give it a little shake. It doesn't need to be fancy. If you wanted to use like a mortar and pestle to grind up your ginger, you definitely can feel free to do that. Don't feel like you have to do everything the way I do. There's no right or wrong. Oh my goodness. Okay, I feel so out of it. It is very late for me, if I'm being honest. All right, and then while my tea is still sort of getting to a temperature that I feel I won't kill myself trying to drink, burn myself, I'm going to do some cards for us. All right. So I need to give it a little shuffle here because I think it's been, I did a pull like right when I got into my truck. And I'm actually going to take my tea bag out of my cup right now, if you were wondering what I'm doing over here. Just making a mess in the back of my truck. All right, so I'm gonna give these little guys a little shuffle. Sort of maybe bring ourselves into a quiet space. You can gently close your eyes. Focus on your breath. Maybe bring into your mind's eye something that maybe you're questioning or you just sort of want a little bit of guidance about. And the card that is offering us all guidance, a wonderful collective card. Let's see if it resonates for us. Show your support. Love the artwork for this card. It's card number 40, if that resonates for you. Let me give it a little read. A little read. Go a little deeper. Take time to encourage a colleague, coworker, family member, or friend. Be a strong shoulder or willing volunteer to run errands. Provide a safe space for another's concerns and feelings to be discussed and to be a good listener. Jump in on providing extra time. Sponsor someone else's work. Share in someone else's success. All of nature continually shows us the value in creating a strong network. The trees provide shelter and support for many different inhabitants. We are a community, and when we support each other, everyone gains. Such a great card for the collective, right? Oh my goodness. Well, there you have it. I'm going to go ahead and continue to hold space for that card for the full moon. Show your support. I'm going to put it out here. Oh, gosh. You know. You'd think I'd be able to just like... Next month, I promise I'm going to have... It's going to be more together. I'm not going to have just moved into my car. All right. Coming back to my tea. I feel like it's sort of ready. And when we work with herbal medicine, such as tea, I just want to think about what we're trying to invoke, and with the element of tea for this specific purpose, there's many more benefits to this tea, by the way, but for this specific purpose, we're going to invoke the element of fire. So as I imagine I'm sipping this, I'm going to imagine this sip being like a little ball of fire that's going to make its way down into my belly, down into my solar plexus, that resonates to the element of fire. And it's going to help burn off anything that's no longer serving me, anything that's keeping me from vibrating at my highest frequency possible. It's going to help me to ignite that flame, ignite the power, ignite the feminine within me. It's going to help me honor and share in the balance with the earth and the moon. It's going to connect me to my ancestors, and with great thanks for healing all these past wounds. And with that, I say aho, and so it be, and I take a sip. Oh, I love that. I love that spice. I love just the way that it tastes on its own, that earthy feel, but yet that fire. I can feel the warmth. It's not too spicy. It's not a crazy spice. It's just a soft spice, like fall. Tastes like fall. Feel free to add any sweetener if you feel you need sweetener. And I think with that, I am just going to sort of close out the video. Keep an eye out for an email if you're not already on my email newsletter. That gets live at 10 a.m. And yeah, anyways, I hope you guys had just a wonderful evening, and I'll see you next time, hopefully with a little bit more light, maybe a little light of the moon. You can't see it, I can see it. She's up there. She's shining right down upon me. Thank you, Mother Earth, Mother Moon. Thank you for guiding our way, showing us how to live in a natural flow. Aho, take care.